Hi guys and welcome back to our Rebuilding Sunderland 2.0 career mode, and today is a massive one. It is the 1st of January, therefore we are going into the January transfer window finally. Now you guys did leave a brilliant amount of suggestions, a load of suggestions as to players who we should go for, and they all fit the criteria that I wanted, or at least the majority of them hit the criteria that I wanted, and that criteria was to be young, not too expensive, and not the kind of player that everyone goes for. I know some of them, are quite familiar. A lot of players or YouTubers or even yourselves would go for, but just players that are young and have a little bit of potential, even if the potential is only about 80, 81, something like that. Because all this transfer window is, and even the next one as well, next season, it's mainly just to fill the squad with youth. That's all it is. They don't all have to end up being world beaters. That isn't what it is. We're trying to rid the club of the poison that is in it right now and then fill it with youth. And then once we have got a really good base of a team, then we will have transfer windows where we might only buy one player who's worth 20 odd million and is going to end up being a world beater or something like that. I don't know, I just want to really just rid this squad and get something fresh in. So the way I'm going to edit this as well, guys, I don't want it to drag on. We've all seen negotiations a million times. This whole episode is going to be simulated games through January. Every single game is going to be simulated. I know a couple of you guys have said, yeah, that's fine to simulate games, but don't simulate cup games. I get that, but the first season to me is just a bit of a write-off, and it is quite annoying that we are top of the league because we could end up simulating this entire season and still get promoted. But yeah, with the negotiations, what I'll probably just do is let you know when we signed a player. I'll let you know after we've already gone for a player and maybe it's gone wrong, rather than making you sit through whole negotiations for it just to go wrong, because that's 3 minutes of your time wasted. So let's get into it. So this is the finances we have right now. We have 7.2 million and 108k in the wage budget, and that is from the Kone and Ndong transfer. Those two have gone through. And what I have also done, I've put Barini, Kazari and Jilaboji in the squad for the simulated games, just so their form goes up a little bit. Because then if they play well anyway. So if they play well, the form goes up a little bit. Other teams are going to want to buy them if they see that they're playing. That's my thought process anyway. No one's told me to do this. I just thought we really need to get these players off the book. So hopefully that does work. But let's see what we can do anyway as of right now with the money that we do have. And here is the list of players we are looking at. A few of the players that you did suggest, guys, it's not obviously your fault really, but some of them, they've only just moved to clubs, so we can't go for them, or they're already out on loan, so we can't go for them, which is a bit of a shame because a couple of them were really, really good suggestions, and then I'd look and we can't go for them. But I have made a huge list here, and I have included accidentally a few of them that we can't actually go for yet. But there's a load of players here, including a couple that I've added, and the majority that you guys have suggested. So who are we going to sign first, eh? Who are we going to sign first? Randomizer. And our first signing of the January transfer window is Jadon Sancho, a huge player. We matched his release clause, which I think was 2.35 million, which is fantastic. He will probably be the most expensive player we are going to go for in this window. I do want to make several sort of 1 million, possibly £2 million signings, and I think that is absolutely excellent. He's probably going to be the highest potential player we've got on this squad, and probably for the foreseeable future as well. I think that's an absolutely excellent signing, and a great suggestion from you guys. He can play on the left, he can play on the right. He's only 17 years of age, he's already rated 67, and I cannot wait to use him. And that still leaves us with 4.57 million, which we can still do quite a bit with. As soon as we've managed to drain this transfer budget, we will go forward and start simulating games, but to the next transfer. And our next signing comes in the form of Callum Gribbin from Manchester United. We have paid 920,000 for him, which again I think is an absolute bargain. He can play as a cam on the left, on the right. He's rated 66. He's only 19 years of age, and it's only 18k a week, which isn't too bad as well. And this is a player that a good 2 or 3 of you guys did suggest. So that is our second signing already done in this transfer window, and we still have 3.42 million left. This is why I like going for cheap players, especially when you're starting off a rebuild. So let's try and get signing number 3, shall we? And our third signing of the January transfer window is Mamadou Doucouré, the 19-year-old centre-back. He's only rated 64, but he does have a decent amount of potential, and he was only worth 800k, which is an absolute bargain, and his wages as well, a tiny 5,000 £400, and we do need to solidify our defence just a little bit, and he's got a little bit of pace about him, he's got plenty of strength, and I think he can be a little bit of an underrated beast in that defence, which again leaves us with still 2.55 million and quite a little bit left in the wage budget as well. Can we squeeze in a fourth transfer before we start heading into January a bit further? Yes, we can. Dujon Sterling has become our fourth signing of this window. We bought him for just 790k and earning 13k a week. So that has bolstered the right back position as well. What a signing, guys, and how well are we doing so far? Sancho, Gribbin, Doucouré and Sterling already through the door, leaving us with 1.59 million in the transfer budget. I think we might be able to sneak a fifth. I think we could sneak a fifth. And we do sneak a fifth. It is Andre Dozzell from Ipswich. We signed him for 1.2 million, earning 4.6k a week, which again, it's another bargain. And this is a player that was suggested a good 1 or 2 times by you guys as well. So that is 5 signings we have made. And to think we only had, what, 6 or 7 million at the beginning of the episode. We've made 5 very decent signings indeed with that. But that does leave us quite short. We only have 335k left. We probably could sneak maybe another player through the door, but what we are going to do now is simulate this game against Barnsley, and we draw 1-1 with Gooch getting our goal. But hopefully with Kazri and the like being in this team, it could attract some interest, which is obviously what we want. If Kazri goes through the door, then we could sign 1 million players, which we could end up with a really overcrowded squad, but I'd rather have our own squad, because at the minute it's just a little bit of a mess with a few players being in there that I don't really want to be there. I just want it to be our squad entirely. And now I have just accepted a short-term loan deal. I know it does say 1-year loan deal there, but I have just negotiated it and allowed Jake Clocksalter to go out on loan for 6 months. And Jake Clocksalter is a player that I do actually want to keep, because he does have a decent amount of potential, and FIFA has glitched with him because he is on loan from Chelsea this season for us, but for some reason it says he's been at the club since 2014 and he's got a bit of a long-term contract, so I'm not complaining. It's their mistake and I'll keep him happily. And now we will be simulating the FA Cup game against Bournemouth. Again, I know some of you guys have said you don't want me to simulate cup games, but again, I keep saying again, this is a bit of a write-off. I'm just trying to rebuild the squad. We're probably going to get battered now. Shall we see? And we do draw 1-1, which isn't too bad actually. Asoro getting the, well, he opened the score in Asoro with Arta getting a late equaliser there. And we did receive a bid for Fabio Borini from Sassuolo. It was 8.2 million. I have managed to negotiate it and get it to 9.4 million. So fingers crossed that that goes through okay, because then we can, if we have another 6 or 7 million, we're going to get another, well, quite a few players through the door. And now we have received a loan offer for Ethan Robson, which I'm going to accept. We have played him here and there, but now that we are bringing new players in as well, I will accept the loan offer. He will need a bit more game time. Now we are just waiting on that bid for Borini to go through the negotiations. And now we do receive a transfer offer for Wabi Kazri of 13.1 million. Can we get a little bit more? And if it goes through, we're going to have an absolute belter of a window, I'm telling you. And to be fair, guys, even if we do end up with about 20 odd million, I'm still only going to be buying players that are worth 1 or 2 million. I'm not going to get ahead of myself and buy a 10 million player, because that isn't what this rebuild's about. I'm going to stick to my guns, and even if we end up with a squad of 30 or 40 players, all of a similar rating, I'm not really bothered. We'll end up with a squad absolutely filled to the brim with potential, and that is exactly what I want. And we have managed to settle on a 14.1 million transfer offer for Wabi Kazri. Again, if Borini and Kazri's deal both goes through, we're going to have a lot of money to play with, and I already have in mind exactly what players we're going to go for. The majority of that transfer list, or transfer hub, we will be able to get, even though the squad will end up being massive. But there is confirmation that Ethan Robson has been loaned out, and we have got a second bid for Kazri from Arsenal, so I'll see to that and just do exactly the same as what I did with Monaco. And Arsenal have actually settled on a slightly higher transfer fee of 14.5 million, but either way it's still going to be a similar amount of money. And now we're going to be simulating this away game against Cardiff, and we lose 1-0. What a shame. And Kazri has been sold. He agreed the deal with Monaco. They did break down with Arsenal, but only a day later he did accepts the Monaco deal. So 10.5 million has been allocated to our transfer budget. I would have liked a little bit more considering it was a 14.1 million deal, but that is by the by. So now we can get back in there and see if we can make some more signings. And our next signing is a striker from Arsenal, and it is Edward Nikita. I'm not too sure whether that is how you pronounce his name, but that is how I'm going to say it. Edward Nikita, 18 years of age, only rated 63, and he got him at a bit of a bargain, 740k, but he is on a 14k weekly wage, and he does have a lot of potential. He's got plenty of pace. He's a different kind of striker as to what we've got now. So I think that's a decent investment, which still leaves us with 10 million in the bank, and we can always adjust the wage budget. Let's get some more players. And our next signing is close to home. From Middlesbrough, it is Dale Fry, the centre-back, 20 years of age. It's another suggestion from you guys. He's rated 69. We paid 2.3 million for it. Again, it's probably going to be one of the most expensive signings we are going to make, and on a 10k wage as well. We definitely need another decent centre-back, because now we have Kalika, we have Fry now, of course, that we've just purchased. We have Williams, who again we did buy, and Decore, who we've just bought in this transfer window as well. We also have Clock Salter, who of course has just gone out on loan, but we still have Wilson in there, Mark Wilson, and Jill Abodji, I think, is still in there, who we do need to get rid of. And don't worry guys, I know you might think I'm overdoing it. We are probably going to end up with a massive squad if we keep going like this and buying small players. We might do, but a lot of these guys are on a sporadic player role as well, so none of them are really going to complain too much when they don't play. Some of them I might prefer more than others. Some players might only get a couple of games for the entire rest of the season, but because they're on such a low player role, they aren't really going to mind. I'd rather have a team filled with potential rather than having half decent players that are aging and then one player with a load of potential, if you know what I mean. So that's what we're doing at the minute. We're basically going to make a huge academy of potential players, is what I think I'm trying to get to, that kind of level. And our next signing comes in the form of Paulo Fernandes. You might not be too familiar with him. He can play on the right as a cam or on the left. So we're getting a lot of decent attacking options right now. And it was a straight swap for Duncan Watmore. I know I didn't really want to let him go, but I wanted to see if we can get a swap deal going. And they wanted a right midfielder, and it was either Honeyman or Watmore. And I wanted to, I'd rather get rid of Watmore, is what I'm saying. I do like him in real life. I really like him as a player, but unfortunately, he's hampered with injuries all the time. And this is a rebuild, guys. Don't take it too seriously. It's FIFA. But yeah, this is Paulo Fernandes. I did purchase him from, I don't know how you say it. I think it is from the Dutch league. Is it NAC Brada or Breda? I'm not too sure how you say it, but that is where he's from. He's rated 68, 19 years of age. It was only, like I say, it was a straight swap, so no money involved, and he's only on 4.5k a week on a 3-year deal, and the squad role is rotation again, so if we don't end up using him as much as we might think we're going to, he's not going to complain too much, so I think that's a very, very good signing. Now, the next signing is probably the most suggested signing and the most commented player that I've had over the last few episodes, and that is Phil Foden from Manchester City, and it was a battle between him and Ben Woodburn, and I was looking at them both, and Foden just edges it. I was very close to going for Woodburn purely because Woodburn has a player face, but I thought, no, Foden is 17 years of age, he's already rated 69, and he's going to be an absolutely incredible player for us, and he can play in the centre of midfield, just direct central midfielder, which is probably where I am going to play him, so he can be spraying balls left, right and centre, and he can play as a cam as well, which is of course fantastic. We did sign him for 1.9 million. The only thing that lets it down a bit is the wage, 24.5k, which is a little bit annoying considering he is only 17 and his rating, but I'll take it. I know we played for City, he's going to want the big bucks, isn't he? And that leaves us with 3.1 million and 90k in the wage budget. Now, I am mainly going to be looking for a left back and a backup goalkeeper now, so hopefully we can do that with this amount of money, because I'm not too sure whether the Barini deal is going to go through. Hopefully it does, but we shall see. And our next signing, guys, is a left back who can also play as a left midfielder, and he goes by the name of Blas Riveros. 69 he is rated, and 19 years of age. We purchased him for 2.5 or just over 2.5 million, which is a lot more than I did want to pay for him, but he does have plenty of potential, and to be able to play left back and a left midfield, that is a massive appeal to me, and he's a very decent player as well. I have purchased him in a career mode, behind the camera, off camera, and away from YouTube, and he was a very, very good player for me, so I thought, why not go for him as well. And we also have Cucurella there as well. We also have Oviedo as a left back, so we have plenty of cover there. Oviedo will probably end up getting rid of. But for now, guys, I think this is where I'm going to leave the episode. It might come across as very, very short, but I have actually spent nearly 2 hours making these signings and looking for these players. So I am going to leave it here. So this is basically going to be part 1 of this transfer window, because if we do manage to sell the likes of Gilaboggi and Barini, we're going to end up getting another 6 or 7 players, which will be absolutely excellent. So if you have enjoyed the episode, please smash that like button for me. It'd be massively appreciated, and subscribe to the channel if you're not already to become a fully fledged member of the Sarni Army. The channel's Instagram account is in the description below, so be sure to follow that for early updates on upcoming content. But for now, you take care and stay jammy.